Hello, and welcome to Wanted. Today is May 25th, 2024. Season 1, Episode 14. Sorry for the delay. I think my AI is broken. No. See, yeah, the whole intro is broken. Yeah.
I feel broken now.
Yeah, that's okay. I did that on purpose. So, today we're going to be talking about Computex 2024, Noctua Products, a new iPad Pro case, invisible gaming PC, meal kits and delivery services, sunglasses, Ooni pizza ovens, portable power stations, Sonos teasing, and the LG C4 OLED TVs. I am Merwat, and up above me is the sentient AI from the future.
Good evening, hometown citizens. Welcome to Wanted.
And this is show number 3 of 4 for Saturday, May 25th, 2024. Let's get into it. All right, folks. We've got 10 articles all set up. I am going to try and play catch up so that you aren't spending... Well, I know I like spending time with everybody, but we have found that most people are downloading while watching the YouTube videos and downloading the podcast. So if you want to hang out, you can come and hang out with us starting at 5 p.m., although I might move it to 4 p.m. Eastern on Saturday and Sunday. And Monday through Friday, we do ohmTown Daily News Show at 8 p.m. Eastern. That one I'm not going to be able to change anytime soon. But the Summer of Stream starts 1 week from today. Actually, roughly 5 days. Well, 4 work days, I suppose. But then the Mayoral Mansion turns into Streaming Central for the Summer of Stream, where Merwat is probably going to be kind of just playing games and talking about news, and it might be a smattering back and forth because my brain wanders and I get bored really quick with the same thing. So, but not the news. The news is always dynamic. That's why I like doing the show, and I like doing it all the time. So let's get into it. The first article is over in Warcrafters. It's one of our shows. It's right after this one, as a matter of fact, but we have a whole different set of news bits for that show. Computex 2024 preview, what we expect to see from this year's show, from AI PCs to next generation chips from Intel, AMD, and more. It's nearly upon us. June 4th through the 7th at the Taipei Nangang Exhibition Center in sunny Taiwan. We'll be on the ground. Not we, PC gamers. PC Gamer will be on the ground, attending every major keynote, booth tour, and product launch that they can, in order to bring everybody, including us ohmTown citizens, as much coverage as possible of all the latest developments in PC hardware, tech innovations, and more. I will probably not be so holistic, but I will point various news articles to from PC Gamer. I'll send all of you all over to PC Gamer and other sources. Apparently, there are 6 major themes for this year's event: AI computing, advanced connectivity, future mobility, immersive reality, sustainability, and innovations, which innovation shouldn't really be its own category. It should be something that's pervasive in all the others. But maybe that's just...
Yeah, that seems kind of odd.
It's a semantic thing, I'm sure. The article author is Andy Edzer. I don't know why I keep messing that name up, but Andy Edzer put the article together for PCGamer.com, and the deck statement says some of the biggest names in hardware look to be squaring up for this year's event. That's how I'm going to cover this, kind of like a boxing match. And in this corner...
By the way, this article, I thought, transcended several of the shows, and I think it was kind of up in the air as to which show was going to get submitted to.
Yeah, so I really like it in Wanted because I've wanted to go to Computex. I would have gone to this if I would have been able to, and now that I think about it, I could have been if I would have planned this right. They say we'll take a fairly large punt that the first of those dominates the announcements this year. They're talking about AI computing because AI computers are actually going to be referenced in the future here, with Microsoft releasing AI computers.
I mean, well,
Please no.
is that the co-pilot thing or like the whole computer?
Basically, the whole operating system is going to get pivoted, integrated into AI. I think I'm just kind of getting sick of it. I, I like what AI is as a tool. Will I love it as a sentient tool like AGI, being able to communicate with a computer, a device, as if it is a person? Um, what I don't want is all of that. You know what? I want a computer therapist. I actually created a process like that where you could treat your own phobias by being in a virtual space and treating it based off of external mechanisms, galvanic skin response, breathing, pupil dilation, etc. And if you were afraid of something, you could put it in the VR space and interact with it in such a way that you can build confidence and understand the body's mechanisms to that phobia, that fear. Um, there is a point where it could reach within a person's psyche that they have nothing but a pure, irrational, blind fear of said whatever it is, and they can't even exist in the same space. Totally understand that. You might want to talk to somebody about it. But I also feel that people can uh, not really self medicate, but learn the coping mechanisms necessary to deal with the issue. From fear of heights to fire to whatever, snakes, certain animals, children, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Clowns. Yeah. Anyway, cats, dogs, whatever. I think that people can deal with a lot of stuff by just figuring out how their body reacts to it. But what I don't want is a computer that is. Did you hear the bongs and the bumps?
Yes,
That
I
was
was
me.
trying to figure out what that was.
That's Mayor Watt ASMR.
Is that phobia ASMR?
Yeah. Anyway, I'll stop doing that. I'll stop doing that. I'm sorry. But what I don't want is the AI that I'm interacting with exfiltrating every freaking comment that I make. You know, if I sit there and I say that I'm having a really bad day and I want to watch My Little Pony, I don't want it to be sent out across the internet in, you know, what amounts to a Twitch stream and then over to YouTube and then into a podcast. I don't want Microsoft to know, and I don't want whoever it is that correlates all of this stuff into actionable information to know every single beep, fart, and whistle that emanates in front of this microphone. And it really is kind of making me sick. It should be a tool that is controlled when it gets to this level of sophistication. I should be the one that's in control of my AI. It shouldn't be exfiltrated to anything. It should be a confidant. It should be privileged. It should not. It should be like me talking to my attorney or my priest or whoever. It shouldn't be an AI. I don't know what's wrong. Is there an issue? Are you having a hard time with?
No, I'm just trying to figure out where you're going with it.
But that's what this is doing. AI equipped everything. AI equipped operating system where if I'm having a conversation with the AI, the information is being exfiltrated to Microsoft. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's somewhat reminiscent of the article that we had in Reality Hacker.
Okay. So they're going to be releasing a bunch of chips, like Snapdragon X series processors for laptops, gaming handhelds, More motherboards are coming with different types of connectors. It says rear connectors. And when they're talking about rear connectors, they're not talking about the back plane. They're talking about the stuff is connectors on the back of the motherboard, because right now everything is on the front. There's nothing connecting on the back except for maybe USB connectors, but now they're going to move certain things to the back, power connectors and whatnot, out of the way of the graphics cards and storage connectors and whatnot are going to be elsewhere.
I mean, that seems like a good improvement.
And it's new fabrication technology, and because everything is getting cramped inside one side of the case, they're going to make it so that you can put stuff on the other side of the case. So I'm looking forward to that. I haven't actually built a PC in I don't know how many years. It's been a long time. So maybe in the future I'll rebuild what I've got, if the chip is compatible, because as progress takes place, the CPU no longer fits in every motherboard. So anyway,
will you be inserting AI into that?
Yeah, I hope not. So they're talking about SIM setups, SSDs, see-through screens. Transparent screens, by the way, are becoming all the rage. It says, I've also yet to be impressed by transparent displays. So if you find one that looks like it might be useful for anything other than shiny distraction, I'll be sure to let you know. Yeah, that's what I ever see.
That's your tech spirit animal.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I have an affinity for PCGamer.com, so yeah, anyway, let's keep moving. So one of the other things that I wanted to talk about here was that I actually love Noctua. This article is over, it's from PC Gamer as well, and it's in the Warcrafters channel. I'm not sure if this one was in Warcrafters. Yeah, the bot throws Noctua, or not, it throws
like
PC Gamer stuff
I
into,
think. Yeah,
because it's a gaming show. So Noctua has announced, so Noctua's newest products will keep you and your consoles cool. And this little gadget right here, this thing, you basically buy a Noctua fan and you attach this. And people, and for those who are on the podcast, it's basically a ducted fan with a base. So you can buy a Noctua fan, and it has a new connector that you can plug into USB-C and set it on your desk. And it acts like a little mini fan sitting on your desk.
So did they not have it like that? You could only use it in a certain configuration?
Well, it never existed. There were rumors that it existed, this little ducted fan connector thing. And so now what happened was, if you do a Google, not a Google search, if you do a YouTube search for Fan Showdown, that Major Hardware, I think is the person, had been informed of this thing being in existence, but it was really a mere rumor, and somebody decided to actually take the rumor into the real world and made a 3D model of it and sent it to Major Hardware, who 3D printed it for the Fan Showdown. And then suddenly Noctua released it. So
do you think they were watching Fan Showdown?
I guarantee it, because he works with, or has worked with, Noctua in the past.
Oh, okay.
Going so far as to having a competition where the winner's fan could be put into production on Noctua devices, and they'd be compensated, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Like, I've seen Fan Showdown, but I didn't know there was that aspect of it.
Yeah. So this article is by Jacob Ridley over at PCGamer.com, built using our favorite PC fan, the NFA12 by 25. Noctua has announced 2 new fans as part of the new home lineup. First, its desk fan is finally here. The Noctua NVFS1 is designed to keep the sweat from your brow while you game, which should come in handy as we head into another ripper summer. Yeah, I think that the power bill for the mayoral mansion is probably going to be about $500. The
A minute.
Yeah, really. Second, the NVFS2 is a multi-purpose fan set for use cooling any device that might get a little too toasty in the heat. They actually make I have a device. I can actually show you. I won't reveal its purpose, but it's a little box, a little box, and it uses a Noctua fan because it's silent and extremely well balanced and does what I need it to do at a reasonable cost. And that little gadget is part of a bigger project that I would really like to bring to market, but by golly, the mayor is always wrapped up doing stuff and can't focus on anything. At any rate, I want to have a game that I'd like to launch this summer to be ready for the family gatherings starting in October and November and December. But we'll get to that during the summer of stream. So this little gadget here, this little ducted fan, this little mount right here, that gets bolted onto that, and then you can plug in your Noctua fan into the back of this. Everything is all swimming and blows you around your desk, I suppose. So that's what this is all about. Not much more to it, but Noctua makes really good fans. They're usually ugly as sin unless you really like tan and taupe kind of a thing. But they're in your case, and unless you're sitting there with nothing but a glass case sitting out in plain view, and even then, buy black Noctua fans. You cannot go wrong with Noctua fans. But that's all there is to this. So.
But I mean, this is really good. Like, this is like maybe listening to what people want, and now you can have it in two places.
That's right. And by the way, we also have, if you type in ! show notes, it'll tell you what the shows are for today, and then tomorrow it'll be updated. And if you hit !pod in the chat, it'll give you a link to all of the podcasts. There are 7 different podcasts now. Yeesh. And an 8th one is on the way. I will be launching it during the summer of stream. That was a clue. But let's keep going. Sound good? Let's go.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, the next article is over in Smack Talk. Need a case for that expensive iPad Pro. This is all wanted, by the way. Like, I want those Noctua fans. I want to go to Computex.
All these were submitted intentionally to wanted, but there was a lot of deliberation that went into which show. Because again, some of these fit more than one show.
Yep. So need a new case for that expensive iPad Pro? Well, here are the best cases for protection, style, and more. I have a feeling that they don't have the two that one I bought because I needed one, because the one that I really want wasn't in production yet and still isn't. I have to pre-order it. It drives me nuts. Arg. So
I was going to say, are you going to tell the pirate joke?
No, I'm not going to tell the pirate joke. So Apple's new M4 iPad Pro is the most expensive iPad ever made. So as beautiful as its ultra thin and light design is, there's a good chance you don't want to risk using it case free. You don't want to have a naked iPad. Whether you're looking for maximum protection or minimum protection, a pencil holding case, a third-party folio, or something else entirely, here are some of the best cases you can find for your M4 iPad Pro. Ryan Christoffel over at 9to5mac.com put the article together, and it says here folio alternative, so you can buy some third-party folio. This one says Raxel, which I'm sure a lot of these are Chinese made. Quality is always my concern when I buy something that's a knockoff, but I don't even like Apple's smart folios. I've had a bad time with their magnetically connecting folios, and they basically told me to kick sand and Yeah, whatever. You suck.
Nice customer service.
Yeah, it was a bad time. And so I've never bought anything Apple portfolio or Apple Folio since. I've never bought their keyboards, etc. I've always bought third party. Except for their Apple Pencil and the iPad Pro, I'll go my own way. So, oh, they do have one. Look at that. So that's their folio. It folds over. It has a little pencil. It's a harder case that you socket your iPad into, and then it folds over. The magnetic ones, where they just click onto it magnetically, suck. Don't do that. It'll actually, at some point, cause a cosmetic failure to occur. And Apple will basically just tell you, it's your fault. You're holding it wrong. Versatile stand functionality. This is from ESR, but there are other makers. I don't think, hold on, I'm gonna do this live because I can.
Well, you are Mayor Watt.
So yeah, this is the one that I bought. So I have an ESR, and it's pretty darn awesome. It really is. It has some quirkiness to it, like when you have it sitting in its little magnetic holder. It does have a folio type of fold, like you fold it over to cover it up. But the way that it has these there's a little flap right here that sockets magnetically into these little grooves. And then there's another one up top for a different angle. But they lay so close to this back plane that it's hard to find out where it is. And so you fiddle around trying to find the edge. It's like trying to pick up a piece of paper and you end up getting two all the time. Eventually,
right, or get a paper cut or something.
you find the separation. I'm trying not to spend forever on these, but I've had experience with all of these to some degree. This case here, that Zoria one, this one is definitely a Chinese one. The Zerixel one is definitely a Chinese one. ESR comes across pretty straightforward, and you don't sit there and go, what is this actually made of? I think it's high quality. It has a really good following on Amazon. But this one here, the hinge always breaks. The pin that holds this always breaks. Always breaks.
Which could mean your iPad Pro is falling onto the ground or
correct.
being scratched up.
Yeah, and sometimes this little handle breaks. But the pivot doesn't necessarily break. It does not take shock very nicely, so when you do drop it, that plastic breaks like a pane of glass. But the worst part of it really is there's a little pin in here in that little hinge that allows you to lock it in place so that you can set it down. That thing always breaks and then it falls over. So that one sucks. Then you can get a thin case. You can do something on the go, which is like a big folio that has holders for an external drive. I've got that drive right now in my pocket, that one right there. Something to hold the pencil so that you don't lose two of them and strive to lose a
short
third.
Succession.
Yeah. And the one that they don't mention is Zugu, Zugu. Best case I've ever had. In fact, it's sitting over there, yearning for a new home because I traded in my old iPad Pro to
Is that the brown case?
It is. Very nice quality. If it isn't true leather, it's such high quality of leatherette that I would suspect that it's leather. Maybe I'm just too ignorant of what leather is. Real leather. But a beautiful quality. I absolutely adore it. Unfortunately, it wasn't available when I bought the iPad Pro, and it's still not available. It's on pre-order. But you can go Zugu. Just type in ZUG. Anyway, let's keep going. I got to play catch up. The next article's over in Reality Hacker. This invisible gaming PC looks absolutely incredible. English craftsman and YouTuber Matthew Perks. Latest do-it-yourself creation is a minimalist PC lover's dream come true. And unfortunately, what I'm going to do, this article's by Kunal Cooler, and I'm going to do what I did in the last show because I talked about this briefly. I want this, but I don't think it's possible for me. This would be great for everybody else because it hides your computer away. But I dig around, I root around, I change stuff out of my computers all the time. I've got a gaming machine and I've got a streaming machine, and I pull stuff out of those regularly to try out some new piece of equipment, and then I talk to people about it in the real world, not here in ohmTown. But this would be great if they would build it, but this is a custom build. I'm going to go straight on over to the source here at Digital Trends. Kunal Cooler is the author, and that's what it looks like. But notice the angle of attack that they've got on this thing, because there is a back portion of this.
Yeah, you can't really see that, right? It looks kind of like a flat table.
Right. It's a sit-stand desk, and all of this is custom construction. They show how they made it. So I should say Matthew Perks. And so has a channel on YouTube called DIY Perks, and did the entire fabrication themselves from top to bottom. And I don't want to show the whole thing here on ohmTown. I want you to go over and check it all out.
It looks very cool, particularly, I guess, if you were in a small space or something like that, or you needed to use the desk for multi-purpose, perhaps.
Right. Yep. But I would have to, I don't know, this thing, they have a Core i9 in it, and it looks like it's actually a water-cooled, what was that? Was that storage? Water-cooled storage? That is a wafer thin. What is that? I'm going to have to do a deeper. See, I haven't watched the video because I had been waiting for it. Because I watch this person all the time on my own. Oh, wow. Those are server power supplies. Those aren't your standard power supplies. Anyway, so they put this together. Yeah, this is like somewhat server grade componentry. So I dig what they did, but I'll have to do a little bit more learning about it. I keep doing that because I hear it. So the desk is made from aluminum sheets, specifically 3 millimeters thick, which are supported by an extruded aluminum frame. The monitor mounting process is quite intricate and involves several custom components and techniques to seamlessly integrate a 45-inch OLED display within the desk. Yeah, and this is just like a maker rail kind of thing. So pretty...
Yeah, this is very cool.
Pretty amazing. But that's the underside of this desk. So this is not... This looks like PC fans spinning away. So I don't know. Underneath, it looks like a complex train wreck, but...
Well, it actually looks like a train car because of all the wheels.
Yeah, really. It's an inline train car. It's one of the predecessors to Snowpiercer. But it has an RTX 4090
No,
in
that
it.
was Willy Wonka.
Yeah, I know, but this is Willy Wonka's computer. All right, well, let's keep going, though. Follow the link through ohmTown over to Digital Trends. Read this, but then follow the link over to DIY Perks. You can't go wrong watching that. All of his past episodes are evergreen as well, so go check them out. The next article is over in... One second here, let me go back to the chat. i7 Heavy Steel, how are ya? So... This next article, So this show is wanted, and it's really all about gadgets that the AI and I want, and we think that maybe you'll be interested in. So if you're new to this particular show, welcome to the show. This is one of 4 shows that we do on Saturday. We do another 4 shows on Sunday. It's different 4 shows. Tomorrow is going to be ohmTown Daily News Show, the Continuity Report, Technology Today, 4-Wheel Tech. Today, though, is ohmTown Daily News Show, Reality Hacker. Those 2 are already done. We're in the middle of Wanted, and then after this show is Warcrafters, which is a gaming show. And follows the same format. 10 news articles taken from ohmtown.com that aggregates news from around the internet. And we give our snarky little commentary. Well, Mayor Watt does. The AI is much more pragmatic.
I try to rein in the snark.
Yep. So, 7 Heavy Steel says, I'm ordering a case for my body. Which body? real body or a computer body? Yeah. So meal kits. I'm a big fan of meal delivery service because I don't have time to go to the store and get a bunch of food, and then I don't consume it fast enough because I do 1 meal a day, and meal prep either means freezing something and then I have to wait for the microwave, and I have to do all of the prep, and I'm always working, really. I'm up until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I get up at 5, 6 in the morning, so I operate in about 4 hours of sleep. So meal kits save a lot in delivery services. It says meal kits and delivery services are dirt cheap for Memorial Day. Here are 17 of the best deals that CNET has found.
I don't even know that I could name 17 of them. But now's the time to try them, right? Like if you can get one of the deals where it's half off or something, might as well go for it.
Now, I would proffer up my code as well, but I'm not going to here. Maybe, I don't know, because ohmTown isn't my personal space. I personally use meal kits. I use Factor. In fact, I was introduced to Factor. I had known about Factor, but I didn't have a motivation really to get into it until Bald Zebra did their Factor advertisement or promotion. And so I've stuck to it now. I think we're going on the 2nd month or something like that. And I've found it invaluable now. All of the food is really great. Go ahead.
Is that your favorite meal delivery service that you've tried?
Yeah, because we've used others here in ohmTown, but usually you have to cook something yourself, and you still have to do all of the cleaning and all of the prep, and sometimes you don't get to it in time and it goes bad. But Factor, never a problem. 2 minutes, get in, get out. All of the stuff is recyclable afterward, and the shipping material is recyclable. So your carbon footprint is limited. But there's 0 waste because the calories are basically 600 calories max on any of the meals, 600 calories. So truly a benefit to Mayor Watt. So meal delivery service, including Blue Apron, Daily Harvest, HelloFresh, are practically giving away meal kits and prepared meals ahead of the holiday weekend. So they have 17 of them, and I won't go through them all, but I won't go enumerate every aspect of it, but I've tried Blue Apron. It's great food, but you do have to cook it. Hungry Root I haven't tried. It's a grocery delivery service. Cook Unity is prepared meals. It would probably smack of Factor, but this says Cook Unity is the name, but they're prepared meals. HelloFresh I've tried. You get 10 free meals across 7 boxes, which a box is a month or a week or whatever. It's whatever the time frame is that you set. Typically a month or so, or a week actually. Then there's Thistle, which is fresh prepared meals. That is akin to Factor. I don't know what format they come in, but I might actually try these. The only problem is if you order, 14 meals from Factor, you're done. I mean, if you're eating beyond that, then you're probably not going to benefit from a meal delivery service because you need more calories than 1,200 in a day.
You'd probably have to put your Factor on hold to try one of these deals and then get Factor back up and running. Otherwise,
Yeah,
you'd have too many things coming in at the same time.
and you definitely can. You can put it on pause. So then they have Daily Harvest, Purple Carrot, Every Plate. HelloFresh is down here again. Isn't HelloFresh up here? Yeah, HelloFresh
It
right
is, but
here.
it's a different deal.
And HelloFresh, yeah, 10 free meals and dessert for life, which that's always a bonus. But again, I think you have to cook HelloFresh, if I recall correctly.
You do.
Yeah. Butcher Box is all meat. So steak, salmon, chicken for a year, $100 off of it. If you're into that. Then Factor is prepared meals. It says save 50% off your first month of meals. I think I can get you a better deal ultimately. But go for it. Give it a shot. I don't have any dog in this hunt, so I don't get a kickback from any of this. It's all on CNET. It's their deal. Gobble I've never even heard of. Dinnerly I've never heard of. Fresh and Lean I've never heard of. Those are prepared meals. The others are meal kits. Good Chop, which is a meat delivery service, which probably has at its core the same suppliers as where is it?
Like Butcher Box or
Butcher
something?
Box. Yeah, there it is, Butcher Box. Although if you're really into fish, man, the best way is to get salmon delivered to you, because otherwise you have to go to the store, and that's always, you don't know necessarily if your particular butcher is always very careful with cuts. And
Or you could be like Dave the Diver and go get the food directly.
sure, they have a new Dave the Diver DLC that dropped. I think it's going to disappear, so maybe that's in Warcrafters. I'm not sure. I'll have to. I think I
I
might
think
have
it
included it.
actually is.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look. So Good Chop, Modify Health, Green Chef. Lots of yummy food out there, folks, and there's some deals. So go and hook yourself up. Green Chef. You know, if it's eco-friendly, hold on. Let's scroll down and see. That one I'm curious about, because if it's claiming that it's eco-friendly and healthy and all of that kind of stuff, then oh yeah, see, Green Chef has some of the best healthy meal kits that they've tried using largely organic produce and ethically raised meats. Green Chef is a little more preserving than other meal kits, but you'll taste it in the final dish. I wish that they gave something that was a little bit more representative of.
I know. I'm like, I don't want to see what the kit looks like. I want to see what the meal looks like.
Yeah.
I think they did the same thing for Factor because I think I saw it show a box, but you scrolled past it, so maybe
No,
not.
it's like the packaging, and that's all they show. Look at that one, Fresh and Lean. This looks like you would buy it from like the refrigerated section at the supermarket.
Right, like the prepared to go kind
Yeah.
of section or something.
Oh my gosh, I want that. Jeepers creepers.
That's
Okay.
the way to show the meal on some
Yeah.
of these.
Yeah, that's a little boring, but there's the Factor. So yeah, they come in this kind of, you know, I don't know, kind of, well, I mean,
TV
it's,
dinner tray kind of.
yeah, but 2 minutes and then you just whack it out of this onto a plate, and you're none the wiser that it was heated up in a microwave, but it's never frozen, so it always heats up perfectly. I read on Reddit, I think it was, one person that was complaining about it being a soupy whatever, and I'm like, do you know what happens when you heat something up? Sauces like become very liquid. They're not very viscous, and as they cool down, they gel together, and then you get this delicious sauce. I don't think that the person really understood the mechanics of, well, basic
Maybe
physics.
they weren't a foodie.
Yeah. I don't think foodies are going to be ordering Factor.
Well, maybe they should be.
They should. Yeah. I really like. I've never had a bad one, a bad tasting one. So anyway, let's go on. Let's let's bounce out of this one. So the next article is over and by the way, the reason why it's in wanted is because I want some of those. I actually want from ButcherBox the salmon because I'm trying to get rid of meats and switch to fish and vegetables more. So I don't know. Maybe I can do that as well. So the next article is over in Reality Hacker. 14 best sunglasses for every day, Meta Ray-Ban, gins, and more. Protect your eyes and style while you stare into an eclipse for 8 hours. No, don't do that.
No, doing that.
So run, paddle, or paddle while you are at work. So the article is actually over at Wired, which has been acting really quirky, and I want to just scream. Anyway, so again, I won't go through all of these like item by item. I'll just say them. Their top pick is one Avalon Active sunglasses, and then Sojo's small round classic polarized sunglasses. These are the cheap ones. These look like mine. So, but they're
But they might be a different brand.
I'm like, oh, they're only $15 over at Amazon. And they have links, by the way, that give them a.
But I assume these are off the shelf and not prescription, although I guess they could be prescription depending on where you're buying them from.
Yeah. Best interchangeable lenses are the Gins Switch Sheet. That's interesting. Those are $190. Recycled resilient frames. Those are Eco Belize. And then the smart glasses for early adopters are Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses, which if you don't like software as a service, don't do that. Because that's basically what's going to end up happening. And if you own the, what was it? Spotify thing, you're up a creek
the
without
car
a paddle.
thing.
Yeah, the car thing. You're done for. For Barbie dreamers, the Spy Optic Monolith sunglasses. And for Pit Viper Admirer glasses, those are the cutest heart sunnies, which if I were to wear those, I get strange looks, but I guess some people can get away with it.
They're not in your usual wardrobe.
Did you just assume my ocular capacity?
Well, I've never seen Mayor Watt wearing those sunglasses on the show.
Yep. Next week, though, Summer of Stream, the Gold Thong comes out. Let's keep going before I say way too much. The next article is over in Technology Today. Ooni's Memorial Day sale discounts pizza ovens by up to 30%. So I really love Ooni. I think that you would love it too if you are the type of person that likes to make pizzas, or if you like pizza and you don't want to always have to go somewhere else to get it. This is drop dead simple.
And you want custom flavors too, right?
Yeah.
Because you can make like a personal pizza for everybody.
Yep.
In
Takes
your household.
Maybe 2.5 minutes to do the entire thing, but you have to make the dough. Or here's a shortcut. Typically, people have a grocery store near them that makes ready-made pizzas. And what you can do, and you can even go to a pizza, like a restaurant, and get pizza dough from a kind of like Pizza Hut or Little Caesars or whatever. You can actually go and get pizza dough from somewhere else, and then you bring it home and you slice and dice it so that you can make personal pizzas. Sure, you can spend the summer grilling up burgers and dogs, but wouldn't pizza be nice for a change? Ooni has discounted its pizza ovens by up to 30% for Memorial Day, and all of this is coming out now. You won't be able to get your pizza oven by Memorial Day, of course, but you can order it and then it'll show up.
Maybe if you got it from Amazon.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's actually over at Amazon, right? Because it says...
Well, and of course the deal might not be at Amazon.
Yeah, but let's check it out. 7 Heavy says it's already pre-sized. What, the pizza? Or the little oven? I'm not sure. You can frag you can snag the Fyra Oh, pizza dough you can buy from shops. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it really depends because some of them are like you have to get the smaller, the personal size dough ball. Like I have in the freezer right now a box with 100 pre-made dough balls. I just have to take them out, set them on the counter, and let them proof. Punch them down, roll them back into a ball, let them proof for a little bit longer, and then um, just
And then make 100 pizzas.
make, make 100 pizzas. Lawrence Bonk over at Engadget.com put the article together. But yeah, you can definitely just go to a place that makes pizzas and say, hey, can I buy some dough from y'all? And more times than not, they'll say yes. I mean, they want to make money. They're still making money off of the dough. They're just not making it at the same level as the pizza. But they don't have to, they know that they're not going to get you as a customer. They know that you love their dough. And so you're going to come back and eventually you'll be buying pizza from them as well. Cause you can't make what they make. You can just use their dough and it'll cost you some bread. Yeah. I did that on purpose. Yeah. But don't get
Yeah, I think
saucy.
so.
Don't get saucy. Anyway, piece of cake for these things. The most notable item on the list is Ooni Fira 12 wood pellet pizza oven, which is $245 as part of the sale. This is a discount of 30% or $105. It says it's a fantastic deal. These you have to use outside, maybe in your garage. The wood ones you are going to get more smoke, so it has this little flue. But you can actually get gas ones. There's some bigger models that have a multi-conversion kit where you can pull one thing out and put the other one in. It's really, Ooni is really great quality, and it comes with a pizza stone already in it. Then you buy other extra stuff. This one
Oh, do
actually,
some other pizza ovens not come with a pizza stone?
no, they usually do, but you don't have to buy an extra anything. So, and Seven Heavy says, I would not recommend those for indoor use by any measure. Correct. Yeah. So, like the closest that you could get to indoor is like at the opening of your garage, but you can do that with a grill and all of that kind of stuff too. But don't do this because even the gas ones, they're not doing full combustion and they are glowing red hot. And yeah. Um,
Yeah, you don't want that pizza so much that you're going to burn down your apartment or house.
yeah. And you know what? Seven Heavy is being much more pragmatic than I am and says maybe, but I do not recommend it. Fully outdoors only. Yeah. So, and oh, well, you, the AI Seven Heavy,
The AI appreciates the safety consciousness.
yeah, there you go. I was getting waved off like don't try and mitigate this, Mayor Watt. Just make sure that people are safe because you don't want somebody coming back saying, well, Mayor Watt said.
And it was okay to do this, so therefore I
Yeah.
did it.
So there's a lot. You can actually go and get a different model, but it's up to you. I depending on how you want to cook and some of the tastes, you know, you're gonna get a woody taste if you use the wood one. You're not going to get anything out of the gas one unless you're really sensitive to the propane from that tank. But for the most part, it's burning blazing hot. You stick your little pizza in there for maybe 50 seconds, turn it around, you're done within 2 minutes, and it's just amazing. Seven Heavy says that they've catered enough events unless you have space designed for it. All your crazy fires must be outdoors. Then you must know me because that's the only way I can fly. Crazy fire. Yeah. All right. Well, let's keep going. I'm gonna just kind of wallow around in this because I want
You think about pizza.
I want a pizza. Yeah. Seven Heavy says, "Oh, I know people." Sounds like a bartender. So the next article is over on Reality Hacker. Best Memorial Day portable power station deals. Save on Bluetti, EcoFlow, and more. Buying a new portable power station can be overwhelming for all of the options. So let's go and take a look. It's over at digitaltrends.com. Albert Basili put this article together. One of the reasons why I'm looking at these is because I don't ever have to want for power, and if I'm traveling somewhere, um, I want to be able to just pull over and I can just plug this thing in and I can do whatever I want with it. And not every car has an AC outlet for it, or a plethora of connectors for various types of devices, particularly if you're traveling with a large group of people. But something like this on a not so much camping trip, but on long day trips out, you can just plop this thing down after a hike. Maybe your phone has been running because you're using it for safety purposes or tracking something, like you want to follow a map, and at the end of the day, depending on your device, it's drained. But you can have this thing sitting in the car and then you come back, plug in, and it charges faster than your car is going to charge it through its little adapter, because it's designed to sit there and generate distribute power, but depending on what its function is. So this actually has a solar panel, this bigger one here, the Bluetti solar generator. That's why I said your power bank can actually generate power. And then it can distribute all of that power out, and it's not limited by this little 5-volt, 2.5 amp connector or whatever that's going to come out of your car. What you want are like big connectors like that are 60 watt.
Well, these seem to have quite a range. I mean, look at the price range.
Yeah. And it's all about the amount of power. So 768 watt hours. It is reduced quite a bit, but you have to know what you're going into. I mean, this thing isn't tiny by any stretch, but for what you get in terms of long-term reliability, you can sit there and leave this in the trunk of your car and it doesn't discharge. And it comes in handy. You can plug in like a pump and fill your tires, like an air pump, if it doesn't have a battery already built into it. Or you can charge batteries from this and then plug it into your car tire pump. There was something that it was a battery powered ratchet from The Last Wanted. You could plug the battery into this and charge it, and then you just take that battery out and plug it into your ratchet. And if you have a flat tire, you can use the ratchet on the flat tire instead of a tire iron. You just zip and take the tire off, put the pull the lug nuts off, and put the little whatchamacallit tire, the spare.
Oh, the donut.
Yeah. Do yourself a favor and just buy a full-size tire and stick it in your trunk, particularly if you don't use your trunk a lot.
What do you have against donuts?
Donuts. So it says the best Jackery Memorial Day power station deals, and they have another list. And it's all about the amount of power that, big old beast, 2,160 watt hours, $1,800. What a monster. Anchor makes their own as well, and these you can stack, and then it has high voltage interconnects. Yeah, they're pretty amazing. But each of these link to additional information over on Amazon. What's really great about these is you can actually pull this off, or use this, or use the whole thing all at once. And there was one that we were highlighting a couple of episodes ago where it could pretty much hook into your house and power your whole house. It generated that, well, not generated, it stored that much power. But then you plug it into your grid and then it recharges in off-peak hours and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Short of getting a generator, that's the next best thing during an emergency. Just make sure that it's topped off.
It is thunderstorm season in many places.
Yay, summer storms. All right, folks, let's keep going. This next article is over in ohmTown Daily. Sonos is teasing its most requested product ever, and I'm not sure really what it is. I had heard that it was headphones, but I don't know, and I haven't read anything. So, Sonos is teasing both in emails and on social media that its most requested product ever is coming soon on May 21st, this Tuesday. This, of course, is almost certainly the Sonos Ace, its first wireless headphones. So Sonos says that it's been expected to launch Ace in June, but given the company's most requested phrasing here, and the fact that the headphones recently appeared on sale or for sale by an authorized dealer, Sherman, it seems like they're coming sooner than that. So,
Well, and this is a weekly show too, so I mean, we're still before the release date, but
oh yeah,
after
this is
the
from
announcement.
yeah, this was from after last show then, like immediately after last show. Oh, bummer. So, it may have dropped on May 21st, and I actually didn't go looking for them because I already have, well, I've got several wireless, really cheap ones that keep breaking at the hinge. And then I bought Austrian Audio headphones that are amazing. A great hinge, but it did suffer from a break. I don't know if it's because I'm too rough with my headphones or what. And they replaced it without question. But they have superior sound. And one thing that many headphones can't seem to do is they've got a separate charging and play circuit. So you can actually listen to a connected device and charge it separate. Like normally what happens is you plug it in and it turns off the play circuit and only does the charging. And so you can't listen to anything. But with the
Right,
Austrian
which isn't
Audio
very
ones.
handy with what you might want to do with your headphones.
Yeah. And then I've got another pair, and what are they called? Something ones. I don't know. They're actually pretty robust. The hinge is pretty strong. Good audio, noise cancellation. But how much do you think that these are going to be without, because I haven't scrolled down yet to see what the estimated price is going to be. And you can think about it while I
Uh,
introduce this. Wes Davis is the author of this over at theverge.com, and it says that the headphones may be coming sooner than June. So
I
maybe
would
they're not.
guess 299 price point.
So let's see. Do they actually have an estimated price on this thing? What is that little circle? Does that?
Yeah, that's odd.
What is that
Doesn't
little?
seem to be focused on anything. Like,
Yeah. It says the app was ostensibly created in part to support the Sonos Ace, but it's missing key features like a sleep timer, those related to local library management. Are they trying to be funny? A launch this week would help or could help Sonos with some of the ire surrounding the rollout of its new app earlier this library management as in music. So
oh, okay, yeah, that sounded odd.
yeah, but I don't think they're. It says for all its good qualities, the first Roam SL, a speaker, will look nearly identical to the original. So they're talking about another device. That was rumored for June, likely requiring Wi-Fi setup before you can use Bluetooth. That's wild. So I guess I'll have to take a look to see, but they don't say how much it is. You know what? I'll do it live. Let's do it live. Do. Wonder, can you all hear my typing when I do that? How much did
Yes.
you think they were?
$299?
$450.
Okay, way off.
Yeah.
I need to
just a
work
little
on my headphone pricing module.
Oh, and they look eerily similar to the AirPod Pros, right? Or AirPod Max. What are they called? Right?
AirPod, yeah.
AirPod Max, but they're called AirPod Max. The Pros are the in-ear buds. The Max are the big old aluminum ones. What is going on?
I think some of the weather has caused some chaos.
Okay. So the next article and the final one for tonight's Wanted is over on Technology Today. The LG C4 OLED TVs are down to record low prices ahead of Memorial Day. I'm sure that this links to like Amazon or something, but LG's latest OLED smart TVs. By the way, if you are not familiar with why people are clamoring for OLEDs, it's because they're beautiful. When there is no color on screen, it's black. Black is black. It's like it's completely off, and you don't sit there and see some compression gradient, or you don't see haze. You don't see a funky backlight. When it's off, it's off. The iPad Pro, the new M4 iPad Pro, has an OLED screen, and it is gorgeous. When people sit there and say, don't bother, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. This new screen is spectacular. So if you can get an OLED TV, the same thing applies, but you have to spend a little bit, because if you get nothing but like entry level and like an off brand or something like that, you run the risk of OLED level quality issues. And so burn-in can happen and other issues related to the survivability of the screen. Lawrence Bonk over
Wow,
at
that looks
Engadget.com.
paper thin.
This one might be, but I don't know. We'll have to see. The steepest discounts are for the 55 and 65 inch models. Oh, whoa, look at that. Look, whoa. Wow, it has a little mouse over zoom function. That's pretty.
Well, at least it doesn't zoom out like a lot of things when you mouse over.
Yeah, if it gets smaller when I zoom in, that's the problem. Like, I'm at 120%. Anyway, these are the C4 models and not the price of your G4 flagship displays, but they still boast plenty of bells and whistles for the discerning couch potato. Really, you need a couple of inputs, depending on how pervasive your input needs are. Like, do you need a dozen of them? You're not going to have a hard time. But usually like 3 or 4, you're going to put you're going to put an Apple TV in there, or like PlayStation and an Xbox, or maybe a cable box. It depends on what you're doing. If you're cord cutting and using a different cord, because there is no such thing as cord cutting, good luck, everybody who wants to
Right,
argue
and
with
you
me
have a
about it.
gazillion streaming services.
Yeah, exactly. So once $2,000, now $1,700. LG 55-inch OLED Evo C4 series. They kind of go into the various little bits. 144 hertz display, G-Sync and AMD FreeSync. It says even with today's discount, the 83-inch model clocks in at a whopping $5,000, and the 77-inch comes in at $3,300. But the little one, 42 inches, comes in at $1,300. But that's because it's OLED.
Yeah. Right, so it's very high quality. I mean, those still are pretty high prices for TVs, but the good news is they'll probably go down.
Yeah, and that happens over time. So eventually OLED will become the standard fare, and everybody will be happy to pay $1,000 for a 75-inch display. That'd be pretty amazing. There was something. Where was the little segment? Let's see. These deals apply to about every size. Oh, okay, all the way up to. So yeah, depending on the size of the screen, you have to sit further back or closer to the screen. So be practical about it.
Yeah, so you might want to factor that in. Like if you have to be X number of feet away and your room doesn't have X number of feet, it may not be the best one for you to get.
Yeah, it's going to look like the Sphere from Las Vegas. Burn out your retina because you're just too damn close. Anyway, that's it, folks, for Wanted. 10 articles where we always jump back into the party bus and race down Main Street, looking left and right at all 10 of our articles and go, yeah, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. I'm not into consumerism, but boy, I do want a lot of stuff. It's good. It's great to window shop, and you can virtually do it here in ohmTown a lot easier than actually going over to like Amazon or something. So come on back and talk about it next week. In the meantime, we're done for tonight. I am Merwat, and up above me is the sentient AI, always looking down from on high, always watching.
Good night, hometown citizens. But wait, there's more. We still have an episode of Warcrafters for you.
Yeah, and I'm going to try and get that one started here in about 10 minutes. So if you want to stick around, feel free to hang out and chat. But we have to end the stream so that we can kind of chop everything up into manageable bites like an Ooni pizza. See you in a little bit. Pizza.